Egypt marks the 40th anniversary of the war with Israel. The occasion has turned into another opportunity for the so-called anti-coup protesters. At least 51 supporters of ousted President Mohamed Morsi have been killed in the clashes with security forces across the nation. Here's a closer look.
It was Egypt's National Army Day, marking the 40th anniversary of the war with Israel. Egyptians gathered in Cairo's iconic Liberation or Tahrir Square to denounce the Israeli regime. They burned the Israeli flag and called for the suspension of ties with Tel Aviv and the expulsion of its ambassador. But the occasion turned into another day of violence and bloodshed. The supporters of ousted President Mohamed Morsi used the opportunity to vent their anger at military-backed authorities. Clashes erupted on Sunday across much of Egypt between security forces and Morsi's supporters, leaving dozens dead and hundreds more injured. In the capital, Cairo, soldiers fired gunshots and tear gas at Morsi's supporters as they were trying to reach Liberation Square, where supporters of the military were celebrating the occasion. Soldiers beat up and detained hundreds of Morsi's supporters across the country. Several parts of Cairo resembled combat zones as clashes erupted between pro-military crowds and anti-coup protesters. Sunday was the largest showing by anti-government demonstrators in weeks.
The Egyptian people refusing to accept the military coup, but still they stand firmly refusing the coup and the result of that, and demand for their will and demand for the legitimacy to come back in order to bring back democracy, justice and fairness to the Egyptian people.
Protests and clashes have been rampant in the country since the army toppled Morsi in July and unleashed a heavy-handed crackdown on Egypt's oldest Islamic group, the Muslim Brotherhood. The army-backed authorities even went further by banning the Islamic movement and ordering its funds to be seized and its newspapers shut down last month.
The issue today, or the struggle between the Sisi militia and his supporter, which is very minority, and they have no support from the Egyptian people, and the majority of the Egyptian people, including Muslim Brotherhood.
Several top Muslim Brotherhood officials have been also detained. Rights activists say more than 1,000 of Morsi's supporters have been killed and many more arrested since August in what they call the deadliest political crackdown in Egypt in decades.